Now, moving on to UAE-based news now. In UAE-based news, let me tell you the reason I didn't want to give UAE news for quite some time, because most of the headlines were repetitive. Most of the news was more like, this, we already know this. But now what I've started to notice from different news media outlets, you would see UAE now is having problem within itself. It's not actually a civil war, but rather it's disagreements. The citizens are not happy. People are not having jobs. Like, for example, the clash between EMAR, which is the government, versus DAMAC, which is another group. Now, EMAR, see, you have Arabian Business, which says that profits, where EMAR is bashing up DAMAC and saying, if your profits have fallen 90%, it's difficult to focus on profit. So yeah, then you have even in Free Malaysia today, it says Dubai faces a disaster from overdevelopment. You have Economic Times that says Dubai is flaunting one of the biggest taboos of the economy without breaks. Then you have Arabian Business that says Dubai developer calls for property supply freeze. I will speak more about that, where, the MAC is selling properties, but that is okay, but other people should not sell properties. Then you have Bloomberg, which brought out this article which says Dubai faces a disaster from overbuilding. Okay. And then you have the print.in, which repeats the same article. See, overall, what it says, all these articles, what they say is Dubai, when it was a desert, when there was nothing, whatever you build on an empty plot of land, when there's no desert, when there's only a growth phase, it will succeed. And Dubai, when it started off in the 1970s, after the 1960s, after it's got its independence, it was a boom period. It was a golden era. Whatever business you would start, you would grow. Whatever project you would undertake, you'd succeed, because it was starting from scratch. The potential was limitless. However, now it has reached a point where the growth cannot grow anymore. Like, Facebook is not going to become any more bigger than what it already is. Google cannot grow bigger than what it already is. Coca-Cola cannot grow bigger than what it already is. Apple also same. So you reach a point after which you cannot grow. So UAE has reached that point because it has, during the property boom, it grew so much without being able to sustain and survive. So they are building so many projects at the same time, but they're not able to sustain. Case in point, what has happened with the Palm Islands? There were 3, plus it was the world, plus it was waterfront. What happened? They are still stuck at the first Palm. The second one is not built, the third, nothing. The world islands, it's just sand dumped in water. Waterfront, there's no news. They took money for it. So now what is happening? So you can keep promising. See, this is a problem with promising about the future. We will build these projects. We will create 70,000 or 100,000 jobs. Expo 2020 will do this. There's always future. What about the present? What about now? The now says you have not paid $21 billion where you have borrowed money. The now says people are unemployed. The now says nobody wants to come to the country. The now says you're facing a recession. They don't want to focus on now. They want to focus on the future. One day we will achieve something great. So here in this report, what it says is, you have Khalaf al-Habtoor, who is the Habtoor chairman, Hussein Sajwani, who is the chairman of DAMAC. So Habtoor and DAMAC, who are the most prominent figures, the most prominent brands, they are complaining of oversupply. Okay. Now the funny thing is, they are complaining about it, even though Khalaf al-Habtoor has dumped 1,600 hotel rooms. Hussein Sajwani, he has dumped millions with the different properties. He has dumped all this. Okay. So they are dumping, they can dump hotel rooms, they can dump new properties. That's okay, we can do that. But you guys don't do it. You guys don't do it because there's oversupply. It's like, I'm drinking alcohol and I'm telling you, don't drink alcohol. It's bad for your health. It's going to destroy people. Come on, man. And on the other side, you have Imar Al-Abrar, who is, Sheikh Mohammed's best buddy. He's saying, recession? What recession? Oversupply? What oversupply? You are not effective. You do not know how to manage your brand. Oh, we are achieving great success. It's a total mess. Here's the reality. Everybody knows, every single person knows who is into the property market, that today the property market is not what it used to be. Those, those glory days, you just had to bring out a brochure. You didn't have to do concern, nothing. Just bring out a brochure and say, we are selling these housing. Just pay 5%. People would stand in line. There would be guys who would buy 20 properties, 30 buildings, 40 apartments, because you only had to pay, let's say, an apartment worth 100,000. I'm just giving for 100,000. Put 100 dirhams, the 100,000 apartment is yours, is booked for you. Just put 100 dirhams or put 1,000 dirhams. People were putting like 10,000 dirhams. I want 10 apartments so I can make money, because they were thinking about the future. I'm going to be a billionaire. It's nothing but building castles in the air. In the end, after they took all the money, and it's non-refundable, that's a very smart move. You take the money, non-refundable, you say, we will start. So you got the key money first and you start digging and excavating, and people are thinking, oh, my property is going to get built up. But eventually, the prices of raw materials go up. You have economies changing from up and down. You have problems with payments. You have to pay suppliers. And when all those factors come into play and you're not able to execute, that is where losses take place. And that is why you just shut your shop and run away. And people who pay the money, they end up in loss. And then they end up in more problems if they've borrowed money from others. So this is nothing but a massive scam on a global scale. Such a scale you can't even imagine. Everyone's cheating everyone else. They're buying properties on 5% and claiming, I have hundreds of properties. You pay me money. I take your money from you. And, I tell you this house is going to be yours, which is not yet built. So, and here's the biggest thing. If you think I'm wrong, can anyone in the UAE, anyone who's living in the UAE, tell the truth and say, no, the UAE market is collapsed. The UAE market is going under losses. Haptur can do it. Sajwani can do it, because they are powerful. They are big guys. They know the who's who. If you do it and you put it on social media, trust me, you'll not only get arrested, you'll get deported. Your life will be destroyed. In fact, I'll give you this link. Check this link out. famproperties.com. Go to that website. Check out. They'll show you in graphs and statistics how many properties have actually been built, how many were delivered, what is the loss. You'd see the graph, and there you'll clearly understand the picture, what UAE is really going through. So don't believe a word I say. Have a look at the stats. And then you have this war which is brewing. Now it's like the country is no longer united. You have Emaar versus Damac, two powerhouses who are just at each other's. You have Emaar's chairman, Mohammad Al-Abrar, who's considered this great visionary, who was successful during the boom period. Now he's trying his hand on so many things, noon.com and so many other projects he's trying. So he hits out at Damac chairman and says, if your profits have fallen by 90%, it's difficult to focus. Okay. See, here's my logic. Here's my simple thing. If the entire market globally, if everyone's going in a loss, how is it that only you are making money? Now, let's say, for example, Abrar says, we have made billions of dirhams of profit. We have. So here's my question. Is your apartment that you're selling so amazing that nobody can copy? Is it so unique that nobody else has? I mean, it's just, you're building with cement. You're building with cement, you're building with wood, you're building with raw materials. It's a house which is built in Dubai only. So what's so different from your house versus his house? Damac is also a very powerful brand. What's so great about Emaar? This is just utter bullshit. And the reason why, the reason why Al-Abrar is, making all these grandiose claims is simple, because his boss is Sheikh Mohammed, okay? He has to support his vision. He has to tell the world, the public, that we are doing amazingly well. Come invest in UAE. We are making money. Well, he has to say that. Do you seriously think Abrar is going to say, we have made losses of billions, UAE market is suffering? No, because Expo 2020 is coming. You have to attract the investors. So Damac, on the other hand, is sharing its figures. 87% profit revenue has gone down. Profits are falling down. Revenues are falling down. It's a disaster for Damac. Read the article and let me know your thoughts. You also have DMAC in CNBC, which clearly states DMAC has not been able to give its dividends to its investors, and it's in a slump. In fact, read this article by Bloomberg, which says Dubai is building too many malls. Too many malls. If you read this article, you'll see that they have more shopping malls. They have a declining population. People are spending less. They have more competition. They are overbuilding more. Yeah. Have you ever seen, just this year itself, just Google search Gulf News and Khaleej Times, the sales? How many times have you seen in the paper 90% off? Ask yourself, if a company was doing well, do you think they would offer their product at 90% off? Have you ever heard Apple saying, we're going to give our smartphones 90% off? No, Apple will never give it 90% off. Why? Because Apple is in demand. The smartphone is in demand. When a product is not selling, when you have old stock, when you have too much inventory and you're hemorrhaging cash, you're going in a loss, that the products are going to get expired, food is going to spoil. Let's just sell it off at, even at loss, let's get rid of it, let's get money. That's when you sell at 90% off. UAE has been selling month after month after month, 90% off, 90. You'll see Lulu hypermarket, you'll see all the shopping malls, 90%. It doesn't make sense. Why are they giving this off? Because they know it's going to go in a loss. UAE's annual growth has gone below 2%. The growth rate below 2%. It has declined 27% since 2014, the property prices. And they are still building malls. Don't believe a word I say. Go to Burjuman shopping mall. You'll see the bloody mall is empty. In fact, I get so many videos sent to me by so many people. They're saying, Loy, the shopping mall is empty. The shops are closed. There's nobody there. Burjuman, nobody was there. Once upon a time, Burjuman was a happening mall. Go to Wafi. There's nobody there. Go to Al Ghurair. In the 70s and 80s, Al Ghurair was the most happening place. I used to go there with my parents. Today, nobody is there. The only mall that is happening is Dera City Center, because it is in the center of Dera. You get most of the Filipinos, Indians, Pakistanis coming down there. It's a networking place. Yeah, and you get Dubai Mall. I used to always go to Dubai Mall, even though I used to stay in Sharjah. Why? Because Dubai Mall has one-stop everything. You get a movie theater, you get food to eat, you get shopping. I used to go to Virgin Megastore. I used to go to Kinokuniya, in Dubai Mall. But then, how many malls can you possibly visit? If I go to city center, I get everything. I get a movie house, I get restaurants, I get to spend time in the AC, fine. And I can do the shopping there. I go to, Dera City Center and I go to Dubai Mall. I have not gone to majority of the other malls because why should I? How many malls can you possibly visit? And why should you visit? And most of the time you're stuck in traffic. Most of the time you have so many other things to do. So they building more malls is going to destroy. Have a look at United States. Have a look at Canada. The number of shopping malls, it's just empty. And they'll have to destroy the shopping malls. In fact, the rent in a shopping mall is so bloody expensive, people can't afford to pay it. You don't have to buy or believe a word I say. Go to a shopping mall. Some of the videos that I've received, it's just bloody empty. Okay? Just let me know, what do you think? Do you think building more shopping malls is going to help the country, is going to help the economy? Put it in the comment section below, because as far as I see it, I see them making a disaster, making a major, major mistake. Okay? So that's what I have to say.